Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, happy Sunday. It's January 28th, 2024. It's almost 10 a.m. in the morning, and here is an early morning live stream for you guys. And we hope you're doing well. We hope you are not stressing out this K1 visa process. It can be stressful, it can be difficult, it can be long, and it can be a tedious process, but it's important that you relax and don't stress, okay? If you haven't filed your K1 visa yet, I've got videos that I made for you guys on how to process a K1 visa. You just gotta page through the videos and find them. And I apologize, I got a lot of videos out there because I'm not lazy and I make lots of videos for you. Marcel MP. Oh, hi Diego and Karina. What's going on, Marcel? Karina, and I'm going to ask Karina to please remove Tokyo, our cat, from the room, por favor, because he's not going to be quiet. So Karina is going to remove the cat so we can talk. Por favor. No. No more. Tokyo. Okay. Is he going to be good? If he's going to be good, he can stay. Marcel, I have missed a couple of live streams, but I'm still following. Marcel, don't worry about it. You're busy. You got a life to lead, okay? You got things to do. And we know that not everybody can make every live stream. So I'm doing a few surprise live streams during the week. Plus, I do the live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Okay? So don't worry about it. As long as I'm able to answer your questions, that's the main thing. And, if I can answer your questions and you learn something from the channel, that's all that matters, right? And I got my camera back here, thank goodness. And our cat Tokyo is exploring around my feet, the office, and we got squirrels in the yard. So if you suddenly hear a cat yelling, it's our cat Tokyo because he saw a squirrel, and he's a house cat, so he's not going in the garden. I'm not going to let him in the garden, but he's going to probably jump up on the windowsill and try to get the squirrel. So where's everybody from? We got a few people watching. Where are you guys from? If you have a question for me regarding a K1 visa, it's helpful to me if you tell me what country that your beneficiary lives in. Or if you are the beneficiary, it's helpful if Karina's going to take the cat. Just won't behave himself today. So he's going to be removed from the office so he can go play out there. If you tell me what country you live in, it helps me answer your questions, okay? And Chuck Norris, hey Diego, I called the SSA in my area and they said my fiancée can get her social security number as soon as she arrives. We just have to bring the passport, the I-94 and the I-94 on the 485 if she already has her social security. If you can get your social security number with your passport, your K1 visa, copy of your K1 visa, and the I-94. On the I-485, she already has her social security does. What's the question? You can apply for your social security number on the I-485, or you can get it done at the Social Security Administration office. If you get your social security number at the Social Security Administration office, you're going to put no, you don't need it, Homeland Security, to apply for your social security number. Okay, you can do it two ways for social security number. Go downtown and get it face-to-face with your I-94 and your passport, or you can ask Homeland Security to apply for your social security number on the I-485. It's probably easier if you just go down to the Social Security Administration office and get it done. And that's what we're going to do next week. So you're going to put no on section 16 and 17. Johnson M, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday to all. Happy Sunday, Johnson M. What's going on? GLK Dog 01. Hey, Diego, my wife and I, we went to the interview and the consulate said everything should be approved, but there's a comment about a visa my wife applied for, and they said it should take 2 weeks on a 221G. Okay, so GLK Dog, your wife applied for a K1 visa or a tourist visa, a student visa. Maybe she was doing an in-transit C1 visa or a F1 visa. And all immigration has to do is just check it out, verify it, Make sure everything's good. Excuse me, which it is, and then you'll get your visa. Chuck Norris answered my question perfectly. Thanks. So we would put no for 15 and 17 on 485. That's correct. Put no. I'm going to take Karina down to the Social Security office next week. Okay, we haven't done it yet because I was getting all of her stuff together for her green card. That's going to be, and we still haven't been in the country 30 days yet. So, we're going to take care of that next week. Yo te lo cuento. Hi, no questions today. Just like to see you guys getting ready to grocery shop. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do the live stream. Okay. And then I'm going to get Karina out of the house. And then we're going to I think we're going to go to Winn-Dixie instead of Walmart today. Karina needs to learn where everything is in all the stores. Okay. So we'll go to Winn-Dixie today. And then we've done Walmart. We've explored Publix, but we didn't buy anything there because it's like 3 times the price of everybody else. But that's okay. They got some interesting stuff in Publix. They even sell swordfish there, which is pretty neat. They must catch it in the Gulf of Mexico. GLK Dog 01. Thanks. I'm a little bit nervous. Nah, don't be nervous. You're good. It's no big deal. Chuck Norris, my fiance interview is the 9th of February, right? I really hope it's nice and easy. It's been a dreadful process and we're almost there. It's a horrible process. Processing a K-1 visa, spousal visa, and a green card is a horrible, nerve-wracking, stressful process. Okay? But immigration make it that way because they want to eliminate all the fraudsters out there. If the process was easy, okay, there'd be thousands of people trying to get green cards, right? With fraudulent visa applications. But because they make the process so difficult and so tedious and so stressful and such a long time, basically that weeds out probably 90% of all the bad apples. And then the 90% who are real like we are, okay, they go through a stressful, difficult time, but eventually they get their green card and they get their visa and everything, and then they become a citizen. And then they don't have to worry about it anymore. And immigration knows for sure that the relationship is real, right? You guys are all in real relationships. You're all taking care of business. And it's not easy. Let me see. Shanila Amin, NOA2 was October 20th. Okay. How long does it take for MVC? Well, let's see. November, December, January 20th. Well, you should be hearing from the MVC next week. In the next week or two, okay? Shanila, in the next week or two, you'll get your MVC welcome letter. Francois Livingston, good morning, Diego and Karina. Francois, buongiorno. Buongiorno, that's Italian. It's buenos dias. Oh, that's Spanish. Bonjour, that's French. I got it. That's the French. You two are so special with your dedication to us on the K-1 visa application. Francois. It took me 9 years, 2 K-1 visas, a spousal visa, and a headaches. You wouldn't believe the headaches I went through, okay? And Karina is here. We're married. And if we can do it, if we can do this, you can do this, okay? You just got to be strong. You got to have a backbone. You got to be mentally strong right here. And you can't give up. And don't give in when things get difficult. Immigration make this process difficult for a reason. They don't want it to be easy, okay? They want to make sure you guys are in a real relationship, and if you are strong and you can do it, you'll get your green card. You'll get it. And the visa too, the K-1. Let me see. Francois, hang in there, Francois. We're going to help you through the finish line, okay? Marcel MP, leaving to the States next Sunday to finally live with my fiance. Well, you're going to not only live with your fiance, will be your future. If you're a beneficiary in a foreign country, you're going to be getting married within 90 days to your sponsor. You got 90 days to get married. We arrived to the United States from Bogota, Colombia, and Karina's from Venezuela, by the way. On January 3rd, 2024, we got married January 14th. We took a couple of days to get everything together, and plan everything. And now we're waiting a month. Okay. We're going to get the social security number next week. And then we're going to apply for the green card after we get that. And I've got to get Karina her social security number then I'm going to get her military ID. And then all that goes in the green card application. So if you are a retired, if you're a veteran with a, if you can get your sponsor, if you're a sponsor who's a veteran, get your new wife or husband a military ID if you're a retiree. Let me see. So good luck, Marcel, with your trip to the United States of America, the Republic. We're a constitutional republic, okay? Don't forget that. You're going to watch the fake news in the USA. You're going to listen to all the fake garbage, okay? And they're going to call America a democracy, okay? We're not a democracy. We're a republic. Republic. Colombia is a republic, the Republic of Colombia. So don't get mixed up on that, okay? I'm going to help you learn your government educated here, your government studies plus your K-1 visa studies. Let's see. Chuck Norris, yes, the 9th of February, Diego, she will bring 2 see-through file folders with the documents they asked for and a few more documents they would give her a hard time for. Okay, that's right. You have 2 folders for the visa interview. You got the folder for the financial documents, which is the original I-134 that you signed, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, in a black pen and date it. The I-134, the Declaration of Financial Support, is filled out by the sponsor. The beneficiary doesn't touch that form. The beneficiary doesn't sign that form. The I-134 is a legal document that says you, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, are going to take care of your beneficiary in America. And you got to meet 100% of the minimum income requirements because a K-1 visa is treated as a tourist visa, basically. They're basically the same thing. They are and they're not. When you get to America, the K-1 turns into an immigrant visa. The tourist visa doesn't. You got to go back home on a tourist visa. So you got your 2 files. You got your financial documents, and you've got your civil documents. You got the file you got your I-134, you got the tax returns, the tax transcripts, the W-2s, the 1099s, a letter from your boss saying where you work and how long you work there, 12 months worth of bank statements, 6 months worth of pay stubs. That's in the financial file. And then in the civil file, you're going to have a copy of your sponsor's passport blown up nice and big in color. Do not make a photocopy of your sponsor's passport and it looks like a postage stamp. You're going to get an RFE from the embassy, a 221G, and they're going to say, we need a bigger blow-up picture of your passport. Okay, don't make that mistake. In the civil file, you're going to have a big blown-up color photo of your sponsor's passport, plus your beneficiaries, plus any K2s. You're going to have the original birth certificate of your beneficiary, plus a copy of the original birth certificate. Okay, Mr. Sponsor, you got to prove U.S. citizenship to the embassy. Okay, so you provide a color photo of your passport, biographic page. If you are a naturalized U.S. citizen, you must include your naturalization certificate, a copy of that also. Okay, a copy of that also. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody's questions. Marcel, I did what you said, Diego. I covered the tear on my package with tape. There you go. I'm still a bit nervous. Nah, relax. Kick back. You gotta kick back. You gotta put your feet up on the desk and wait for the process to continue. Francois, I am strong as I've gone through a lot of tough hurdles in my life. Yeah, Francois. Life is not easy, is it? Life is difficult. Life is no fácil. Vida no es fácil. Vida es difícil a veces. Sometimes you can have hard days. Sometimes you have good days. Okay? The secret is, just stay relaxed and stay calm in the bad days, if you can, depending on what it is, obviously. Okay? So, Francois, you're going to get through this process. Okay? You're going to do it. And Marcel MP, yes, married my fiance. You are correct. There you go. Mahera, is it okay to take scanned copy of NOA1 and NOA2 letter to the interview? Perfectly fine. The NOA1 letter, you don't even need it at the K1 visa interview. Really, you can take it, but they're mainly interested. They want to see the NOA2 letter, and you can just make a copy of it and email it to your beneficiary. You can scan it, PDF file, and she can copy it, or he can copy it. But the I-134, the Declaration of Financial Support, must be the original. Police certificates. If you've lived in a country for 6 months or longer, or worked in a country, you got to get a police certificate from that country. Okay? So if you're from the Philippines, you're born and raised in the Philippines, you got to get a Filipino police certificate. But let's suppose you spent a year working in Hong Kong or 6 months working in Singapore. If you worked a year in Hong Kong and 6 months in Singapore, you got to get a police certificate from Hong Kong and Singapore and the Philippines. Okay? You understand that, right? You know, I had somebody make a stupid negative comment on one of my channels, on one of my videos I made for you guys, saying, you didn't put this information out correctly. I put out everything correctly, guys. Everything I tell you is absolutely 100% correct. And, you know, he needs to go play in another sandbox. Let me see. Don't be nervous about this whole thing, Francois or Marcel. Relax, guys. And let me see. Annie Persaud. Hi, Diego. Happy Sunday to you and your beautiful wife. Isn't Karina beautiful? Isn't she? Am I lucky or what? I'm lucky. Man, I'm so lucky. Johnson M. Thank you, Diego. Your free advice and insight on YouTube give me confidence through the long process. That's the goal, right? Everything has happened the way you have been explaining for the past year. There you go. I've been through this thing twice in 9 years. Okay? And I have not made a mistake yet. Not one. But I didn't get the Interpol police certificate for Karina because she's Venezuelan who was living in Colombia. There's no way I would have known that. There's no record of it anywhere. Now we know. Now it's public. 350,000 people know who watched this channel over the last few months. They know if you're Venezuelan living in Colombia longer than 6 months, there's a good chance you're going to be required to get an Interpol police certificate and probably a letter from the president of Colombia. And obviously he doesn't write the letter. The president of Colombia is too busy, but his secretaries and his people that work for him do. So Johnson M., we're glad you've been hanging out with us, and we're glad you learned a lot and that you made it through this far. You know, don't let immigration make you angry. They try to get you angry or stressed out or worried, and you're biting your nails, okay? And, you know, whatever it is that stresses you out. They do it for a reason. They want to make the visa interview scary. They want to make it scary. They want you to think it's going to be scary because they want to get rid of the fraudsters. Yeah, there's lots of people that use Americans to get a green card. It's not good because it messes it up for all of us who are doing it the right way, okay? Let me see. Annie Pursuit. GY. What is that? Francois, I would like to say, I, for one, am super appreciative for this channel. Well, we're glad you're watching, Francois, because if you guys weren't watching, what's the point in having the channel, right? But the information is good. I've got 9 years worth of headaches stored up in my head, and I give it to you guys for free so you don't have the headache. You're in a maze. You're in an immigration maze. And you're thinking, do I need to spend $4,000 on an immigration attorney to help with the process? No. But the way USCIS put this thing together, okay, they make it like you got to get a master's degree in immigration studies. So I took the PhD level of immigration and took it down to a high school level where it's easy and where we can understand it, right? And it's all free. Like Johnson M. said, it's all free advice, guys. I do it for free. Chuck Norris, is it only strictly black ink pen? That's right. No blue. Don't use a blue pen. use black ink pen. Okay, use a black ink pen on the I-134. On when you any document you sign for the government in immigration, you got to sign it in a black. Okay. Let's see. Nick, hi Diego and Karina. I want to know the process of changing names because my fiance will take my last name after our marriage at the courthouse next week. Okay, here's how you do it. When you fill out the I-485 and the 864, when you apply for the green card, you're going to fill out that 20-page document. And people keep asking me to make a video on how to fill out the 485. I'll make one. I just want to make sure I do it right because it's a very legal, technical document. I don't want to mess up the video. I'm not an immigration attorney, guys. I don't give you any legal advice. Nothing. Zero. I'm giving you 9 years worth of experience, which is a lot more powerful, okay, than somebody who who took the bar exam and got an attorney's degree, right? Experience is the key to life, you know. Yeah, it's like you got the kid with the master's degree, you know, and then you got the kid who went to the trade school making 3 times as much money, right? Same thing. I got the knowledge up here from all this time and all these. I mean, I pulled out so many knives out of my body from immigration, you wouldn't believe it. But I got through it. Look, Karina's right here in Florida, happy as a clam. Let me see. Make sure I don't miss anybody. So you can change your name, Nick, by filling out when you file for the green card, your beneficiary will change her name when you fill out the adjustment of status paperwork. Okay? When go get her a library card and put your last name on the library card. Okay? Get the gas bill, get the water bill, get the light bill, get her name on it with your last name. A bill came in the mail about 3 or 4 days ago. I think it was the water bill, and it had it said Karina Ross. It said me or Karina Ross on the water bill. I put that bill in for the green card paperwork. It shows her last name. If you go to put your beneficiary's name on the title to your car, okay, then what you need to do is first go get a social security number, okay, and then with the social security number, get a state ID or a driver's license if she knows how to drive, and then on the state ID, you put your beneficiary's last name as your last name, and then you have a government ID with her name on it or his name on it that took your last name. Then go put his or her name on the title to your car, because the tag office is going to use a government ID to put the name on the title to the car. Okay, got to have a social security number to get a state ID. Now, don't be surprised if you get a social security number and then you go and get a state ID or a driver's license, and the driver's license will expire on the day of your I-94 expiring in your passport or the K-1 visa. It's I-94. Don't be surprised and don't worry about that, because then you're going to file for the green card. Then when you get the green card in the mail, you're going to go back to the tag office, the driver's license place, and say, here's my green card. I'm now a permanent resident for 2 years. So your driver's license will be good for 2 years. Then when you get your 10-year green card, you go back to the tag office, the driver's license office, and you renew your driver's license again. And this time it's good for 7 years or however long it is in your state. Okay? Don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you get a driver's license with a social security number, the driver's license will expire on the day of your K-1 visa expiring in your passport. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Get an extension letter. Say, hey, I'm still here. I need an extension letter from the DMV. Okay? But you're on an I-94. When you enter the United States, your K-1 visa is terminated. It's no good anymore. You can't use it anymore. Now what you're doing is you're working off of an I-94, which is a 90-day window of time to get married. All right. Let me see. I want to make sure I get everybody. So to change the name, Nick, when you fill out the application for the green card, you know, Karina, for example, Karina will be Karina Ross. What is your name? Karina Ross. What was your name before you got married? Karina, and her last name before she got married. That's on the 485. And then when your green card comes in, it's going to be with Karina Ross's name on it. Marcel, thank you, Diego. I will do like Karina, laid back and relaxed. Karina's just keep chilling, right? She chilled this whole, for the last 2 years plus. She was just chilling. Chuck Norris, my immigration lawyer told me it could be either black or blue. I'm finished because my fiance is from the Dominican Republic. I've already sent out the filled out I-134. And why did she sign it in blue ink? Why did your beneficiary sign the I-134? Why did she do that? This is your form, the I-134. Unless you're the beneficiary. Are you the beneficiary? Okay. Immigration will give you a pass if it was signed in blue ink, but they may not like it. They'll probably say, okay, but don't repeat it. When you do your green card application, everything's in black ink, guys. Not blue, not green, not red, black. But blue is close to black, and you might get a pass. And your immigration attorney should have told you how to do this properly. Okay? And you said that you already sent out the filled out I-134 and she signed it. Your beneficiary does not sign the I-134. What's the I-134 is you, Mr. Sponsor, you, Miss Sponsor, applying for it's a financial document saying you are going to take care of your beneficiary. The beneficiary does not sign the I-134 on a K-1 visa. The beneficiary signs the I-134 if they're applying for a tourist visa. If you live in the Dominican Republic and you want to come to America as a tourist, you go into the U.S. Embassy website, you fill out a DS-160, you pay a visa fee, you fill out the I-134 as you, the beneficiary, as a tourist. If you are applying for a K-1 visa, listen up. The sponsor fills out the I-134. The sponsor signs the I-134 in black ink. The beneficiary does not sign it. And so you're not finished, okay, Chuck Norris? Relax, man. But what I would do is redo the I-134 and DHL it to her overnight, okay, the new one. And then tell her, don't sign it. She mustn't sign that form. Mahira, is it compulsory to take only handwritten I-134 for the interview? Is it compulsory? No signature of both needed. Okay, the I-134 is a legal document that says you, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, can take care of your beneficiary financially. You sign it in black ink. Your beneficiary does not sign it. The beneficiary, her income, her assets, everything is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay? If your beneficiary owns a house, like Karina owns a house in Venezuela, on the I-134, I put assets 0. Okay? On the new version, it says beneficiary signature. On the old version, it said beneficiary signature. On the version before that, it said beneficiary signature. Let me tell you again, Chuck Norris, listen to me. The I-134 is signed by the beneficiary if she or he is coming to America as a tourist. The beneficiary fills out the I-134 and signs it as a tourist. She's not coming to America as a tourist. She's coming to the United States as an immigrant. So you, Mr. Sponsor, fill out the I-134 and you sign it, Mr. Sponsor. Your beneficiary doesn't touch it. The beneficiary does not touch the I-134. This is your form, Sponsor, that you fill out to tell immigration at the embassy you can afford to take care of your beautiful wife. Chuck Norris, I'm going to fill out the form again as per my instructions. You are a very wise man. I've been through this so many times, guys. And I've made the mistakes. Okay? I've made the mistakes. And now I'm telling you how to do it the right way. And if your immigration attorney tells you your beneficiary signs the I-134, you need to get rid of that immigration attorney because it's not correct information. Mahara, is it okay to fill out the form I-134 in the computer? Absolutely. Fill it out on a computer or handwrite it in black ink. But if you handwrite it in black ink, the embassy officer better be able to read it. Okay? If you write like a doctor, don't do it by hand. If you have beautiful handwriting like Karina, I mean, she's a tax accountant. Her handwriting is beautiful. Okay? But use the computer. And if there's information you cannot fill out on the computer because your computer won't let you, immigration did it for a reason. Okay? So what you do is you fill out everything in the computer on your I-134, you print it. Whatever you couldn't fill out on the computer, you handwrite it very neatly in black ink, like your employer, who's like, I'm a realtor, right? I'm not a realtor. I'm a real estate agent. I'm not a realtor. I'm a real estate agent. But I'm a real estate agent. So I put who my broker is and what I do in black ink because there was the computer wouldn't let me fill it out. Okay, you got it? So is it compulsory to take only the handwritten I-134 to the interview? Yes. Signature needed? Sponsor. Beneficiary? No. Chuck Norris, the lawyer typed the I-134 and printed it. I signed it in black ink, I believe, and sent it over through FedEx to my fiance, and she signed it in blue. She doesn't sign it, Chuck Norris. She doesn't sign that form. The I-134 has got nothing to do with the beneficiary. Zero. Nothing. It's all about you, Mr. Sponsor. Immigration couldn't care less how much money your beneficiary makes. Karina was a manager of a couple of ice cream stores. She made good money. She's got a degree in tax accounting. She has a house in Venezuela. What did I put on her I-134? Assets, zero. Income, zero. Zero, zero, zero. When I filled out the DS-160 with her help, that's when I put her income. Immigration said, okay, Karina works here. She's been working here for 5.5 years. What's her income? And I put it in there in pesos. But that's on the DS-160. On the I-134, it's zero because the I-134 is you're telling immigration, you're telling the embassy officer, Diego here makes enough money to take care of Karina on the I-134. And again, on the I-864, which is the affidavit of support when you apply for the green card. Okay, do you understand that, guys? I'm not an immigration attorney, okay? But I know how to do this. Some immigration attorneys don't know how to do this. Shame on them, right? How many folks in here have hired an immigration attorney and they've got an RFE? Raise your hand. If you hired an immigration attorney, paid him $4,000 to fill out your paperwork for a K-1 visa, which is an easy thing to do, and you got an RFE because your immigration attorney messed up the paperwork. Raise your hand. Hang the horn. Thank you for all your help, Diego. My wife and I are finally together. High five. We got married a few weeks ago. My next step is adjustment of status. How long does it take to hear back from USCIS? Okay. How strong will your green card package be? Will it be weak or will it be strong? And will you file for the green card within 90 days? Will you file for your green card for your beneficiary? Will your beneficiary file for the green card with it before the I-94 times out? If you and where do you live? If you do all that and you put together a fantastic, strong green card application, get your new wife a library card, a CVS card, a Sam's Club card. Put her on the title to your car. Put her on the deed to your house. Put her on all the bills, utilities, and services. Okay. Get her a military ID if you're a veteran, retiree. Get her a state ID. Go get her a Social Security number from the Social Security Administration. Get her a state ID. Get her a driver's license. Wait for a month and get some bills coming in with her name on it or his name on it. Put all that in your green card application. I made a video. I've made 3 videos on how to adjust status to green card. You just got to find them. And it takes between 4 to 6 months, maybe 8 months, depending on how strong your green card application is. Annie Persod, I'm watching from Guyana. Okay, GY is Guyana. Okay, I understand. Gotcha. Very good. We say hello to everybody in Guyana. And Annie Persod's family and Annie Persod, we appreciate you watching us. Orlando Lopez, hi, lovely couple. Can the beneficiary return to the home country shortly after the U.S. and getting married, or does the beneficiary have to wait until the green card is provided? Okay, Orlando, you waited 2 years to get a K1 visa, a year and a half, year. She gets to America, and then all of a sudden she wants to go back to her home country. Why? Why would she want to do that? Yes, she can. With an advanced parole document. So you apply for the green card, you include in there a document for an advanced parole document, and you can also include an EAD document if you want, employment authorization document. You can ask for an advanced parole document when you file for the green card, which means that your beneficiary, Orlando, your new wife, can then travel back to wherever, okay, on that advanced parole document. But what if she comes back and the Border Patrol officer says, you know, you just got to America, you got married, and then you right away, you went back to your home country. I'm going to block your advanced parole document. I'm not going to let you back in the country. That could happen. It's happened. It's happened. Come to America, get married, wait for your 10-year green card, then go back to your home country. Better yet, become an American citizen, then go back to the country you came from on vacation. Karina is in America. I've already printed out the Constitution for her in Spanish. Yesterday, she's studying the Constitution. She's learning about our Constitution. She's learning about our government, the history of our country. She's not trying to plan a trip back to Colombia or Venezuela. She's like, what? I just got here. When she becomes American and gets a U.S. passport, we're going on vacation. We're going to England. We're going to Colombia. Maybe Venezuela if that Maduro communist dictator has been kicked out of office. If Venezuela is a free country, okay, in 4 years from now, when Karina becomes American, actually 3.5 years, it takes time to process the paperwork. If Venezuela is a free country, we'll go there for vacation. I want to see Venezuela. But Karina's going to travel on a U.S. passport, not a green card, not an advanced parole document. We waited 2 years to get to this point. Why would she want to go back? Right? She misses her family. I love her family. I miss her brothers. I miss baby Paula. I miss Aja. Okay. My nephews and nieces. I miss the family terribly. But my number one priority is Karina. Number one, my priority, number one is Karina. Okay. When she's an American citizen and she's speaking English and she can recite the U.S. Constitution backwards and frontwards, and we're going to go on vacation. That's when we're going to travel. You can travel on advanced parole, but I don't recommend it. You can travel on a 2-year green card, but I don't recommend it. You can travel on a 10-year green card. That is fine. That's fine. But the ultimate test for U.S. citizenship is when you apply for U.S. citizenship, if you decide to do that, the first thing they're going to ask you is, have you been a permanent resident of the United States continually? Or have you left the United States at any time? Well, I went back to the Philippines for 6 months because my mom missed me. Okay, your U.S. citizenship is denied. You can still live in America on a 10-year green card, but you can't get U.S. citizenship. We went on vacation to Bogota, Colombia for a month because we missed our family. That's okay, but do that on your 10-year green card. If you do that on a 2-year green card, it's okay too, but it's not okay. It isn't. It isn't. It is. It's not going to block you from U.S. citizenship. Everybody watching the channel right now should be putting their mindset for, K1 visa, green card, U.S. citizenship. You got a plan to become American. Okay, become an American. Put an American flag in your front yard. Put an American sticker on the back of your car. Okay, just don't forget where you came from. Karina, we got a little Venezuelan flag in the bedroom. Karina's from Venezuela. She loves her country. She misses her mom. She misses her dad. She misses her brothers. But this is not an easy process. You got to first get the K1 visa. Then you got to get the green card. Then you want to make sure you don't make any mistakes getting U.S. citizenship. There was a lady, I think she was from, I'm trying to remember which country she was from. I think she was from Chile. And she got a job in California as a distributor of medicinal products, okay, that the federal government deems illegal. They're legal in California, but they're illegal in the eyes of the federal government. So this lady, being American, she had been in the United States for 20 years. And she said, I want to become an American citizen. So she applied for U.S. citizenship. She filled out the N400. She submitted all the paperwork. She went to her citizenship interview, and they said, what do you do for work? What's your job? Where are your tax returns? So she provided 5 years, even though you only need 3, she provided 5 years worth of tax returns. And on the tax returns, it said, I'm a distributor of this medicinal product, which is legal in California, illegal if you are a federal employee. She'd been in America for 20 years, and they denied her U.S. citizenship because of her job. The job was not recognized by the federal government as a legal form of employment, even though in California it is. So the state of California totally screwed up her whole life, okay, because of a technicality. So the state of California says, okay, it's legal to do this. The federal government doesn't recognize it as being legal. And so her whole life was messed up. She can never become a citizen. Thank you, California. That's why I can't stand that place. They banned the sale of gasoline cars. 2035, you won't be able to buy a car with a gasoline engine. Those people are absolutely on another planet. They're living on another planet. Anyway, let's get on with the questions. I'm glad we're helping people. Let me see. So Orlando Lopez, my friend Orlando, if you want to, my recommendation is don't travel back to the home country till you get at least a 10-year green card. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm protecting you for the future, for your U.S. citizenship, for your sponsor, for your beneficiary. Chuck, thanks, Diego. I'm going to stick to your videos because my immigration lawyer isn't convincing me. Your immigration lawyer told your beneficiary to sign the I-134 in blue ink. That's 2 errors. Number 1, she doesn't sign it. Number 2, in black, not blue. Oof, man. Tell him from me, he needs to go get a job doing something else. Let me see here. I want to get everybody's questions, guys. So Orlando, go if your beneficiary misses her home country after getting to America within a week, she can travel back to her home country on an advanced parole document, but the Border Patrol officer can deny her entry back into the United States if he or she's having a bad day and decides to block entry. Hang on, is there an expiration date when you submit the adjustment of status for K1, K2? You want to get the green card application done within 90 days if you can. There's no expiration date on filing for adjustment of status. You can do it in 5 months, 6 months from now. But immigration is going to look at it and go, why did you wait 5 months to file for your green card? Do you not want to become a legal resident of the United States of America? Do you not want to go to work? Do you not want to start a life here? My advice to you is this. Apply for the green card within 90 days, within the time frame on the I-94. You can do a lot of stuff in the first 30 days. Okay, on the next live stream tomorrow, I'll show you Karina's green card package. I'll go through it and explain what's in it. I'll do that tomorrow, okay? You want me to do that? I'll do that tomorrow. Chuck Norris, stick with the videos. Tashless in World. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Ross. Should I still do medical in the USA? I did complete everything in Jamaica. Okay. Do you have a copy of the medical exam? Tashless in World. In a sealed envelope. Do you have a copy of the medical exam and the vaccinations? If you do, include it in the green card application. If you don't, repeat the medical exam. By a civil surgeon who is qualified and appointed and approved by the State Department. Okay? When Karina and I, when she checked into the Border Patrol in Miami, they took her package and they took her medical exam. They took everything. So, well, we didn't have any medical exam to include in the green card application. So we ran over to Pensacola, I called them up. I said, hey, I need a green card medical. They said, okay, we do them. I went over there, paid $175, had the whole medical exam redone. They signed off on our vaccinations. They signed off on the medical exam, the $693. They put it in a sealed envelope. That's going in her green card application. There are immigration attorneys working at Chicago and Phoenix, wherever you guys send your package to. And they'll open up the green card package, and the first thing they're looking for is the medical exam. Some do, some don't. Some immigration officers say, okay, well, we got the vaccination paperwork, good to go, don't need to repeat the medical exam. That's great, saved you $175, right? Or however much it is. But some immigration attorneys in Chicago and Phoenix or wherever, they want to see a brand new medical exam. They want to see a new one, or they want to see the one that you got done in the home country in a sealed envelope. People are getting RFEs every day. Where's the medical exam? Well, I got my medical exam in Colombia. Why do I got to repeat it? Well, I want to see it. The immigration officer is holding your families like this, and they can squeeze like this and destroy your whole life. So what's the best way to cover yourself? What's the best way? Repeat the medical exam, redo it. It's not very expensive, and include it in the green card application. That way you are covered. That way you're not throwing the dice on the table in Las Vegas, hoping the immigration officer doesn't need your medical exam. They just go with the vaccinations. To repeat it, just get it redone. Chuck Norris, I got you covered, Chuck Norris. My lawyer is ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who he is or who she is. But the beneficiary doesn't sign the I-134. The I-134 is you saying you're going to take care of your fiance. The I-134 isn't your beneficiary saying she's going to take care of you. When she gets to America, she doesn't have a job. How is she going to take care of you? She doesn't have a green card. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't have a social security number. She can't do anything, or he, right? The I-134 is all about the sponsor, not the beneficiary. Beneficiary doesn't sign it. The sponsor does. In black ink. Chuck Norris, thanks, Diego. You just saved us. Well, that's the reason for the channel, right? To save you from stupid mistakes. I've made stupid mistakes. On my first K1 visa, I got an RFE. I'm like, what the heck? What's this? Not anymore. I know how to do this. I can write the book on K1s, guys, and green cards and spousal visas. I'm not familiar with C1 visas, which are basically in-transit visas. A C1 visa is good for like 29 days if you're in transit. Like if you're a pilot and you're flying into the United States, you're a Colombian pilot, you land in America, you get a C1 visa, you can stay in the United States for up to 29 days. Then you got to get that's what it's an in-transit visa. Then you got a tourist visa. That's a B2 visa. The B2 visa is a tourist visa. Okay, if you live in Colombia, you want to come to America as a tourist, you go on the website, the government website, the embassy website, you fill out the DS-160, you pay the visa fee, okay, and you fill out the I-134, and as the tourist, you sign as a beneficiary. Then that's when the beneficiary has to prove what her income is and what her ties are to her home country. Okay? If Karina wanted to come to America as a tourist, let's suppose we go back in time and she's in Colombia and she wants to come here as a tourist. Okay, she would fill out the I-134, not me. She would. She would sign it as a beneficiary. She would list her house and her bank and her income and her bank account and all that jazz. But she didn't come here as a tourist. She came here to get married to me and become a legal permanent resident. So I filled out the I-134. I put my name on the I-134, my income, my assets. You got it, guys? Tell me you understand this. Let me see here. So Chuck Norris, you're going to fill out the I-134 again. Do like I just told you, man. Thanks, Diego. You saved us. Andrew Bryan, Tesla's World. Yes, because I did everything in Jamaica, and still do over back medicine here. Just guys. When you go to bed at night, you mail the K1 visa. You mail the green card package off to the lockbox in Chicago. Make sure you use the right address, okay, or wherever it is. You got to find out what is the right address for your particular city where you live to mail your green card application. Make sure you include a medical exam in there, a 693 with the vaccinations. Make sure you include it in a sealed envelope. Because when you go to bed at night, you're going to know, oh, Diego told me to put the medical exam in there. I'm not going to get an RFE, right? Or you can play craps on the card table in Las Vegas and throw the dice and submit your green card application without the medical exam. Let's say you just include the vaccinations. The immigration officer is going to be making a decision on your wife's life right here. He'll either crush it or he'll let it pass. Just include it, and then you're good. Let me see. Chuck Norris, I'm getting rid of my lawyer. He could cost us her visa because of the I-134 mess up. Thank God for your channel. No, thank you for watching. It's your channel, guys. I do it for you guys. All right. Redo your I-134. Okay. Sign it in black ink, Chuck. Tell your beneficiary, don't sign it, and have her bring it to the interview at the embassy. And you're good. Include your tax returns, your tax transcripts, your W-2s, your 1099s if you're self-employed, your pay stubs, 6 months, your bank statements, 12 months. Highlight the deposits. January, this is my January bank statement. Here's my income from Navy retirement, highlighted. Here's my job, direct deposit, highlighted. February, March, April, okay? That's your financial status. Then you got your civil documents. You know how to do that. Francois Livingston, I had to reorder past tax transcripts after listening to your advice recently because I've thrown out the envelopes. And Lettuce, thank you once again for keeping us on the right track during the process. Francois, I'm going to keep you on the right track right here, okay? I'm keeping you on the right path through the maze of immigration misery. And if you make a little mistake, I'm going to pull you back on the path and keep you going straight on the right path. But there was one person who said, I'm going to do it my way. He was Burger King all the way. I'm going to do it my way. I said, okay. And then he started posting negative information that was not right on the channel. He was posting information that was totally wrong. So I gave him a warning. I said, don't post stuff that's not correct, okay? Well, I'm doing it my way. I said, okay, but you're on the wrong channel. You need to go on the Burger King channel, not the channel here where we do things by the book. And he kept on and he kept on. So I blocked him. I booted him off. I don't like to do that. I really don't like to do that. But you got to make sure that your ego doesn't get in the way of immigration. Well, there was one person said, I don't have to give a divorce. I'm not going to give a copy of my divorce decree. This was about 4 months ago. I was in Colombia. I said, if you don't give a copy of your divorce decree, you won't get the K1 visa. Immigration want to see it. Well, I don't have to do it. I'm not giving it to them. Okay, don't give it to him. I'm putting him on the track and he's going over here. Okay, well, see ya. Have a nice life. And I feel sorry for the beneficiary. Let me see here. So, Francois, we're going to keep you all going on the right path, okay? Ramon Galado, Señor y Señora Ross. Hello, Ramon, buenos dias. ¿Cómo estás? Francois, I do understand, Diego. The sponsor is you. That's right. Has to prove we can provide our beneficiary, my fiance, the income. That's right. When you file for the green card, the beneficiary, the new wife or husband, files the paperwork for the green card. The adjustment of status paperwork is processed by the beneficiary. The affidavit of support is filled out and signed by the sponsor. So when you file for the green card, your new wife or husband from Colombia fills out the adjustment of status form. You, Mr. Sponsor, Ms. Sponsor, fill out the affidavit of support, which is the I-864. Okay? You got it, right? Okay, guys, I have been talking for almost an hour. I'll talk a little bit longer. Then Karina said she's going to make me a big breakfast. Bacon, eggs, hash browns, chocolate, hot chocolate. No. Cafe con leche. Oh, she's going to make me cafe con leche, hash browns, bacon, eggs, toast, and what else? And bread. So that's toast. So I'm looking forward to Karina can cook. Man, she makes some good breakfast. I tell you that. We got 20 people watching. So and I still got a bunch of questions. Let's see. Francois, type in one of my text comment. Sorry, no, you're good. No typos, you're good. Candy Caramel. Hi, Diego. Candy, how's everything with your family? Have you worked through the process with your daughter? Everything. I remember, right? Tashless's World is talking to Andrew Bryan. Did you file your tax together? You can file your taxes together as married couple if you got married in 2023. I got married to Karina in January of 2024. I can't file my taxes as a couple because I was single in 2023, and it's my 2023 tax return that I'm filing to the IRS. So I got to file single. So I wrote a letter to immigration that's going to be in front of my tax returns. That's going to say I was married in January of 2024, and as per my phone conversation with the IRS, I am not allowed to file a joint return this year. And I signed it and I dated it, and it was from me to the IRS, to immigration, USCIS Chicago. So when the immigration officer gets my green card application, Karina's green card application, he reads that, oh, okay, that's why he didn't file a joint tax return. He called the IRS. I screenshotted the phone call, the time I was speaking on the phone, the phone number. I printed it. I wrote a letter. I can't file a joint return. You might get an immigration officer that's going to be looking for a joint tax return, okay? And he doesn't look to see when you got married. Then you might get an RFE. I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting Karina from getting an RFE on my tax return because I'm not allowed to file a joint return in 2024. So I wrote a letter to explain it. Okay? You got to babysit these immigration officers. You got to babysit them. Okay? You got new people. You got people that are experienced. So just cover every base. Let me see here. So Mr. Rody 14. Hello, Diego. Quick question. I must have missed your video on the topic, but do you need Form I-130 for adjustment of status? No, you don't. The Form I-130 does not go in your adjustment of status paperwork. It's irrelevant. If you come to the United States on a spousal visa, okay, IL1, CO1, that's when you file the I-130. You come into America on a K-1 visa, you file the adjustment of status paperwork. You file the affidavit of support. You file the 693 medical exam and vaccinations. Then you put all the evidence together. You guys were married and you lived together and all this other jazz. But you don't file the I-130. It's got nothing to do with a K-1 visa. Zero. Nothing. Okay? And don't pay for an EAD document. I've seen people write a check for $410 to pay for their employment authorization document, their work permit. Don't do that. It's free. If you include the EAD document in your green card application, it's free. It's a free get out of jail card. And we got a super chat here. Let me see. Mr. Rody 14. Home AOS. What's a home AOS? But thanks for the super chat. We appreciate you. Now, Karina, can you get it? Now I'm going to have to get Karina to lift up. I don't know how this thing works. She's the technical expert, okay? And we got lots of questions, so I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little bit longer. Let me see. So Andrew Bryan to Tashland's World, did you get a DS 3025? A DS is a Department of State form. That's what DS means. Anis Persor, hey Diego, thank you for guiding me with my K1, K2, I-134. Thumbs up. Francois Livingston, commitment and patience. Right, Diego? Francois, commitment and patience. Number one, you got to be in a real relationship and you got to be committed to this process. Number two, you got to be patient. Okay? If you are not a patient person, if you want everything yesterday, okay, you're going to have a hard time with the K1 visa. You're going to get a headache. You're going to be buying aspirin every week. But if you just kick back, put your feet up on the desk, and go step by step, follow the process, and relax, just like Corinne, look at her. She waited 2 years. She never stressed out at all. Why didn't she stress? Because she knows I know how to do this, number one. Number two, she loves me to death. I love her to death. Okay? She knows I know how to do this. So what's there to worry about? Nothing. Just wait it out. Let me see. Mahira, what are the most important documents to take to the interview? Okay, are you ready for this? Your birth certificate, passports, which have not expired. You got to have at least 6 months worth of time on your passports to go to the visa interview. If you are from Brazil, you got to have 9 months on your passport. The police certificates from every country you lived or worked in for 6 months or longer. The I-134 signed by your sponsor, the original I-134. Let me see here. 12 months worth of bank statements with the deposits highlighted. The letter from the boss saying where you work, the letter of employment, pay stubs, at least 6 months worth of pay stubs showing your income, 3 years worth of tax returns, 3 years worth of tax transcripts, 3 years worth of W-2s and 1099s. If you have a green card interview, if you have a K1 visa interview between January 1st and April 15th, 2024, and you haven't filed your taxes, don't worry. You only have to bring your 2022 tax return and your 2021 and your 2020 tax returns to the interview. If you didn't quite make enough money in 2022 and you made a ton of money in 2023 and your K1 visa interview is like in February, file your 2023 taxes and use that for your interview at the embassy. Let's suppose you made $20,000 in 2022, but you made $50,000 in 2023. File your taxes in January or February. You won't be able to get the tax transcript because the IRS won't process the paperwork that fast. But you'll have your tax return, you'll have your W-2s and your 1099s for 2023 with a big income on it. That's the number you put on the I-134 for how much money you're going to give to your beneficiary to support her. Do you understand what I just said, guys? What other documents do you need? Or what documents do you need? So what are the most important documents? A copy of your sponsor's biographic page of the passport to show U.S. citizenship. His or her naturalization papers, a copy of that. Birth certificates. The financial documents, I just went over those. Police certificates. Divorce decrees. Certified original copies. Okay? So I was divorced, right? I went to the government office here in Santa Rosa County. I went into the clerk of the court. I said, I need a certified copy of my divorce decree. The lady said, okay. She printed it. She stamped it. She signed it in black ink. I then stapled a copy of the clerk of the court's business card on the bottom left-hand corner of the divorce decree. And I paid her $20 or whatever. I think it was $20. That is a certified copy of a divorce decree. The U.S. Embassy will not accept an email copy. Let's suppose that I emailed the clerk of the court and said, hey, can you email me a copy of my divorce decree? They said, sure. And I paid for it online. They email me the divorce decree, I print it. That will not be sufficient for an embassy interview. You got to have the way I just explained it. Certified original copy, stamped and signed by the clerk of the court or his or her secretary. You got that. Those are the most important documents. Okay? Let me see here. And I've made videos about all this. Mahira, what documents have to take to the biometrics? Okay, when you go to the biometrics, that's your photo of your face and your fingerprints. You need to bring the confirmed original copy of the DS-160. You filled out the DS-160. You printed the confirmation page. That, plus your passport, is what you bring to the biometrics. The DS-160 and your passport. You got it? Tashalin's World, Andrew Bryan. I got a new sheet in Jamaica. Andrew Bryan, what if you got all of your vaccines? If you don't get all, you have to do it here. The U.S. immigration, the embassy at the embassy level will let you come into the United States without your vaccinations completed. But in order to get a green card, you're going to have to find a pharmacy or a doctor or somebody to make sure you have all your vaccinations completed, or else you will not get your green card. You got to have completed all vaccinations for your green card, but you don't have to complete them to get the K-1 visa to enter the United States of America. Julian ALO. Hello, Diego. This is Julian again from Uganda, Kampala. Still here waiting for the MVC. Be patient. Almost 2 months. It took 4 months for me. Can I send them another inquiry? Absolutely, you can, because I sent them the first one and they sent the case number. Send another one. See what happens. Ramon Gallardo. Hola, Ramon. Candy, we found a clinic in Lagos, Nigeria, so appointment is on the 2nd. I want her result to be out before I fill out the DS-160. Good. From form, hope I'm not too late for filling the form, as it's 2 weeks now. Package of instructions arrived Abu Dhabi. Been waiting for my daughter's medical before I fill it out. You're doing exactly like I said, and you're on the right track. Stay on that path. Okay, make sure that that doctor is approved by the State Department to conduct that medical exam in Nigeria. That doctor has to be approved by the State Department in Lagos, Nigeria, Candy. Okay, that's very important. Okay, get your daughter's medical exam, bring it to the interview in Abu Dhabi with her passport and the DS-160 and her birth certificate. Don't forget all that stuff. Birth certificate, DS-160 for your daughter, her passport. And depending on how old she is, if she's under 16, she won't need a police certificate. But I would get the police certificate also, if you can, from Nigeria for her. See if, I mean, it may not be required. It depends on how old your daughter is, okay? And good job, Candy and Andrew Bryan. Let me see here. Just talking to Tajlin's World. Francois Livingston, have an awesome day. Francois, look at that. Yeah. Man, Francois. Woo, what a super chat. Fantastic. Have a good day, Francois. Relax. You're going to get your K1, okay, Francois? Because you've been following the directions. You listen to me. And I know how this immigration process works. And you're going to be fine, okay? Candy, I'm talking about my daughter in Nigeria. Yeah, I remember. I'm doing the suggestions you suggested for me. Fingers crossed. That's right. Exactly right. Your daughter cannot travel from Nigeria to Abu Dhabi because of visa problems with Abu Dhabi. That's not your problem. That's not your fault. It is your problem, but it's not your fault. So if you get her medical exam done in Nigeria by an approved civil surgeon, and you get all her vaccinations, up to date, bring that medical exam in the sealed envelope to the visa interview in Abu Dhabi and explain to the embassy officer, this is my daughter's medical exam. We got it done by an approved civil surgeon in Nigeria because Abu Dhabi will not give her a visa to enter the country. They'll say, okay. Turn over the DS-160, turn in the passport and the birth certificate. Don't forget her birth certificate and a police certificate, depending on how old she is. And you get the K2 for your daughter. You'll have both passports, your daughter's passport. Fly to Nigeria, pick up your daughter, and then fly from Nigeria to the United States. Boom, right? Angel's talking to Andrew. Cashless Lynn World, Andrew Bryan. Yes, I got the DS-3025. Andrew's talking to Cashless Lynn's World. Angel Tate. There you go. I filled out the I-134. Just like you said, I had no issues at the embassy. I'm so thankful for your videos. Imagine that, right? You filled out the I-134 exactly how I said you should fill it out. And the embassy was happy with you. And they said, they didn't give you a hard time. They didn't give you an RFE. They didn't give you a 221G. Right? Good news. Cashless Lynn's World. Andrew Bryan, I'm here, so I'm doing the AOS before the middle of the week. Francois, Chuck Norris, ditch your attorney because all they do is suck money, and continue watching this channel with Diego and Karina. That's some good advice right there from Francois. And Francois, thank you for that. So, Francois, you are taking the lead. You are now the #1 Super Chat sponsor of this channel for 2024. You're #1, Francois. Let me see. Johnson M, come on, everyone, and hit the like, support Diego videos because he's giving us all this free advice and personal. What else did he say here? And I'm trying to see. Karina, where am I? Whenever I hit this blue arrow thing on the computer, I miss half the questions. It's like, boom. Then then Karina has to jump in and save me. And she knows she's the technical expert. Okay, let me see. Hit the like buttons. Where was it? Come on, hit the like button. Support Diego's YouTube videos because he is giving us free advice and personal experiences. His advice is real. Yeah, how many immigration attorneys are married to foreign nationals and went through the K-1 visa process or the spousal visa process? How many immigration attorneys have done this for themselves other than go to law school, take a test, and figure out how to fill out paperwork? Right? Francois, enjoy your breakfast. We will. Karina makes a great breakfast. Mr. Rody 14, thank you for the super chat also. Brian Gonzalez. Diego, my fiance and I got approved for the visa, okay, and we are waiting for the pickup, okay. So you're waiting on the issue status. I received an email stating they have sent it for pickup, but I noticed that there was a typo on my fiance's last name. Is it in the K-1 visa? Is that going to be a problem? If it's on the K-1 visa, you got to go back to the embassy and have them fix it. If there's a typo in the visa, if it's just on paperwork, don't even worry about it. But you got to make sure that the K-1 visa name matches. That's what you got to make sure is that the K-1 visa is good. That's got to match the name in the passport. Francois Livingston, been in this for 2 years now and entering the 3rd year. That proves commitment and the relationship is 100% real. That's exactly right. You're exactly right. And Francois, what I would do if I was you, I would take your phone and screenshot what you just said there and use that as evidence for your embassy interview. You guys are welcome to use your chats to screenshot and save them for your green card, for your K-1, if you want to do that. It's your channel, guys. And Francois, in her super chat, she said, thank you for your continued dedication and honest guidance. Got to be honest, right? Karina, can wait to watch your YouTube. Cannot wait to watch you on YouTube making cakes. So Francois, espera para ti tu pregunta tortas. Not much longer, Francois. And Francois said, before I go, I got to share this with you and Karina. I know how much you love New York and their taxes. They tax the super chats. Seriously. Seriously. If you live in New York and you get a super chat, the state of New York steals a part of that $5. Seriously. That state really sucks. New York is a beautiful state. I've been to New York 4 or 5 times. I've been up the World Trade Center I went up the World Trade Center in 1984. I've been up the Empire State Building. I've been to the Statue of Liberty. I've eaten at Patsy's Italian restaurant in New York City. Beautiful people, beautiful state, beautiful thing, fantastic things to do. But the government are horrible. They're evil, nasty people. And I hope that doesn't get me a strike on YouTube, but it's just my opinion, okay? Honestly, I really love the people in New York. I love the city. I love it, but I can't stand the government. They're horrible. They're ladrones. They're thieves. They're gonna tax a super chat. That's insane. Ramon, hello Diego. Do you have to write anything on the back of the K1 and K2 visa pictures? On the K1 and K2 visa pictures, yes. The photos. You're talking about the passport pictures. You use pencil and you write the full name and date of birth of your beneficiary. Okay. So when she submits her green card application, we got to have passport photos for the green card application. On the back of her passport photo, 2 of them, she will write her name, Karina, middle initial, Ross, and her date of birth. That's right. And also for K2s. If the child cannot write, he's too young, she's too young, then mom and dad, you can write the name on the back of the passport photo for the child. Francois, before I go to share with you, I know how much you love New York and their taxes. I can't stand their tax base. They tax the super chats. Francois, that is just horrible. Ramon Gallardo for the medical and the consular interview, Bogota. Okay. She's 18 years old. Okay. Candy. So there you go. She's 18 years old. You're going to need a police certificate from Nigeria. Okay. Has your daughter lived in any other country besides Nigeria? Any other country for 6 months or longer? You need to get her a police certificate from Nigeria and any other country she has lived in for longer than 6 months. Okay. Candy. Yeah, I'm on 2006. Hey, Diego, I just recently completed the interview and they approved everything. My fiance should be in the USA in a couple of days. Thank you for your videos throughout this journey. They helped a lot. We love to hear the success stories and the good news coming out of the viewers. Congratulations, yay, I'm on 2006. Now, guys, if you ever want me to make a video about your K1 visa process from NOA1 to getting the visa and the passport, just let me know what the dates are and I'll make a video for you. When did you get your NOA1? When did you get your NOA2? When did you get your welcome letter? When was your interview date? Which country? And if you want, I'll make a video for you. Andrew Bryan, Diego, you're the best. I really do respect you so much for helping us. Andrew, we're here for you. Karina's right here. We are the living example of how you can get through this process. Okay? We're here. Andrew Bryan, Diego, you're the best. No problem, Andrew. Janiela, hey, Andrew Bryan. What's up, says Janiela. Janiela, hey, Diego, hope all is well. I'm good, Andrew. And Andrew's talking to Janiela. Bud Garcia, good morning, Diego and Karina from Washington State. Good to see you, Bud Garcia. Francois, no lie, Diego, super chats are taxed. I tell you what, Francois, I would not send a check to the government of New York for my super chats for taxes. They would have to sue me in court. Okay? They can sue me. Okay? They can sue me. over the $5. You know, what's the tax base in New York City? Was it 18% or some insane number like that? California is about, I think California is 12% for just buying stuff in the store. I can't remember, but I cannot stand the government of California, and I cannot stand the government of New York. But I love the people. But the people keep electing these same idiots into office. So what's up with that? Let me see. Andrew Bryan is talking to Janiela. Brian Gonzalez. Thanks, Diego. Another question. The information window officer assumed that I'm married to my fiance, and although we are not yet civilly, I consider myself as I am. I agreed with the assumption that should not affect us. Okay, when you go to a K-1 visa interview, you're not married. You're both single. Okay? Right? You went to the K-1 visa office. The officer, the immigration officer, is assuming you guys are married to your fiance. Then you won't qualify for the K-1 visa. If the immigration officer thinks you guys got married, your K-1 visa is no longer valid. Okay? When you go to your immigration window, when you go for your K-1 visa interview, and the immigration officer says, well, did you guys get married while you were here? You say, no. We're single. We're going to get married in the United States on the K-1. Excuse me, guys. You can't be married. You can consider yourself married, all right? But that's fine. But you are single. To qualify for the K-1, you got to be single or divorced or widowed. You got to be legally free and able to marry. That's why when you write your second letter of intent to get married and sign it and date it, you say, I'm legally free and able to get married and will do so in 90 days. I'm a U.S. citizen. Those three statements say you're a U.S. citizen, you qualify for the visa, for the benefit, for your beneficiary. You're legally free and able to marry. You're divorced, you're single, or you're widowed or annulment if you're in the Philippines. And you're gonna get married in 90 days. You got to say that. I don't know if it's going to affect you. He got the work permit already within a month. Okay, so that's Janiela James said her husband got his EAD within a month. That's pretty quick. Tashless in his world. So, Mr. Ross, if I have a DS3025, do I have to do a medical in the USA? I'm going to have to look that up before I answer that question. That's the first time I've been given a question and I can't answer it right off the bat. Okay, so I'm not going to say yes or no, but I'm going to give you an answer at the next live stream. Okay, you got it. Angel Tech talking to Janiela and Candy Caramel. Nope, just only Nigeria. Okay. You need to get her a police certificate from Nigeria, and you got to bring that police certificate to the visa interview in Abu Dhabi, plus her medical exam, DS-160, passport. Janiela is in New Jersey. Andrew Bryan is talking to Janiela. That's good. My wife sent off the adjustment of status this month. Let's see. James Wright, greetings from snowy upstate New York. James Wright, good to see you. And Francois, let's see here. It says she's in upstate New York. It's 8%. Okay, that's just on buying stuff, right? That's on buying stuff. And Brian Gonzalez agreed. Chuck Norris, Diego, my fiance, should we check the list for the interview? And it says affidavit forms I-864, I-864. No. When you go to a K-1 visa interview at the embassy, you bring form I-134, Declaration of Financial Support. The I-864 is the Declaration of Support for a spousal visa. The I-864A is the affidavit of support for a joint sponsor who lives under the same roof as the sponsor. I feel like the affidavit portion is going to mess our visa up. No, it's not. You bring the I-134. That's all you got to bring. Okay. The I-864 is if you are in a married visa, spousal visa. And let me see here. Chuck Norris showed me. Thanks, Mr. Ross. No problem. I'm Diego. My dad is Mr. Ross. I'm not Mr. Ross. I'm Diego. And let me see. Ramon, thanks a lot. Chuck Norris, I trust whatever you say. You are the only one in my eyes that has guided me perfectly through the process. I haven't messed up yet, right? Thanks, Diego, from Brian Gonzalez. I appreciate your help. I'm filing Form DS-5507 for my son, CBRA. Very good. That gets him U.S. citizenship, and that way you don't have to get a K2 visa. You just get a passport. And Chuck Norris, may God bless you. Thanks for everything, friend. No worries. And Brian Gonzalez, submitting it, does it have to be signed? Submitting it, does it have to be signed? Okay, now you asked me a question, Brian Gonzalez. I'm filing DS-5507 for my son for CRBR. When does it have to be signed? Yeah, I figured it out. I figured out that's what you're saying. Read the form. You gotta sign. Is there a spot there for you to sign it? Is there a spot there? If it says sign it, then sign it. In black ink, not blue. Don't use blue pens. Don't use red pens, green pens, yellow pens. Black, black, black. Candy Caramel, thanks so much, Diego. You've really helped me feel relaxed. Thanks, Karina, for helping. Gracias para ti. No problem. Okay, guys. I've been talking an hour and a half. I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. Karina's hungry. Thanks for the super chats. Yes. We really appreciate you guys. And we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. And we'll continue where we left off. Sounds good, right? Candy Caramel, thanks so much, Diego. You've really helped me feel relaxed. Bud Garcia, should I send all the papers from the I-129 unit now to my fiance? Yes, you need to do that. Have a great rest of the awesome day, Francois. You too. See you at the next live chat. And James, good day. Mate, we're out of here. I got to eat.